to Revelations of a Delusional Knitter. I am Angela, your host. This is episode 113, and it is Saturday, March 28th, 2015. On to updates and housekeeping. Welcome if you are new. If you are returning, I thank you either way. Hope you enjoy and continue to watch shows on iTunes and YouTube, where you can leave star ratings and or comments or reviews. And if you're on Ravelry, please come on over and join the Ravelry group, Revelations of a Delusional Knitter. On to declarations. It's snowing out. Again. It's almost April. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. It's not really accumulating, but come on. It's more gray, more cold, more snow. Enough. I worked a lot the last couple of weeks. That's why I haven't recorded until now. And I knew I was going to be working quite a bit. I didn't think it was going to be that much. One coworker went on vacation to Florida, and another coworker and I had done some swaps with him. So for the last 2 weeks, I was working 3 extra days, which meant I only had 1 day off in those 2 weeks. Then another coworker of ours gave her 2 weeks notice 2 weeks ago, but the last week she didn't work at all. She just used up her sick time because you don't get it back or anything, so you might as well, right? Which meant that there was overtime. So Wednesday I went in at 11 because the day before one of my coworkers got forced. He works 11 to 7, then he got forced 7 to 3. So the next day, he had asked me if I could come in at 11 and split it with him, and I said sure, because that, sucks, and nobody wants to do doubles all the time. So I said sure, so I came in at 11, and then the next day, I worked through 11, and somebody on 11 to 7 called out sick, so I got stuck working 11 to 7. And then yesterday I had 4 hours of sleep, and then I worked 3 to 11. I'm so tired right now. So, if I don't make any sense and the words aren't coming out right, that's why. Because yesterday I was having a lot of trouble answering the phone and talking on the phone, but we'll see. So that's how my last couple of weeks have gone. I really haven't gotten a ton done. I do have some stuff to show you, but yeah, I've just pretty much been working and sleeping and working and sleeping, and that's about it. So, one thing I did do, I did end up going to the dentist and found out that I need a root canal. Yay. So, at least though, since I went to the dentist, I don't even remember what day that was anymore. I have no idea, but it's been about a week and a half or 2 weeks. She did clean up the tooth and put a temporary filling on it, so it hasn't bothered me at all since I went, so that's good. And next week, I have the appointment for the root canal. And then after that, it should be all set and not bother me anymore at all. But even right now, it's not bothering me at all, which is awesome. Yeah, so that's how my time has been since we saw each other last. On to Revelations. So, I told you before about the Traveling Monster thing for Rebecca Danger's monsters. And I did finish my monster, so I'll show you my monster. I'm calling her Irvina. It's based on the pattern, which is Irving, the icebox monster. I think I have the book right there too, so I can show you in a second. But this is mine. I love it. They were supposed to be kind of small because you got to be able to fit them in the small flat rate box to mail them. So this is Irvina, and I love her. She's so cute. So she's a little monster, and I just used leftover scraps. The purple is Tosh Sport that I had made a hat in before. In the blue, sparkly, is Dreaming Color Starry that I had used for a shawl before, so they're just scraps that I had sitting around, so I used those, and then you have safety eyes and a little bit of felt that's glued on, but she came out really good. She was really fun to knit. Only took 2 days. Really, really quick knit, so that one's mine. And yeah, she was in, it's going to be a little bit of noise here, the Big Book of Knitted Monsters. And I just made her smaller by using, fingering and sport weight yarn instead of worsted, I think it calls for. That's Irving, the icebox monster. And yeah, I believe he calls for worsted. I can't even read right now. I'm so tired. Does it even say? I don't even think it says, actually. Oh, well, the samples were done in Barocco Comfort, which is a worsted yarn, or Lena Grande from Cascade, which is a bulky. So pretty much all the instructions for her monsters pretty much just tell you to go down 2 or 3 needle sizes from the recommended for the yarn that you're using, which I didn't even really do because I think I used size 2, which is not going down, but it worked fine. I mean, this little bugger's stuffed pretty good, and you can't see the stuffing. Pretty much that's the only point, is that you want a gauge that's tight enough that your stuffing is not showing through the body. So that worked out fine. And so also with that one, I received my monster. We have to ship them by Monday. I was waiting because I wanted to be able to show it on the podcast, but the person shipping to me was done and shipped the other day. So one of my traveling buddies arrived today, actually. This is Pumpernickel. He's a jackalope, so he'll be spending the next 2 weeks with me, and then moving on to the next person in the circle, and then I'll get another one. So he is super cute. And yeah, it'll just keep going like that, and then eventually I'll get Irvina back, and we'll just do a little circle. It's 10 people in the circle. There were 20 participants, but they split it into 2 circles, which is good, because otherwise it would just go too long, because it's 2 weeks per monster, so. Then I have my Down the Rabbit Hole socks, which I did make some progress on, because the last time you saw them, I think, no, yeah, I was still in the cuffs. So I did the heel flaps and the heel turns and the gusset decreases, so now I'm onto the foot on both of them, so those are going very well. And I like them a lot. And I did also, I was slightly, not really, just slightly concerned about the fit because the traveling stitches are pulling in the fabric, but they looked like other socks of mine, like stockinette stitch socks, they looked like, but they don't stretch as much, so I thought they would be okay, because they don't look really small or anything, but I tried them on just in case before I kept going. I was like, ugh, these don't fit. They fit fine. They fit absolutely fine. It's a little bit of a stretch over the heel because of the traveling stitches, but otherwise they fit perfectly fine, so I will finish those up. Liking those a lot. And the other thing, which I didn't work on, well, I must have actually, that doesn't sound right, but I did the whole thing in one day, so it was a couple weeks ago. I finished Clue 2 of Sophie's Universe Crochet Along. So here is Clue 2, which came out good. I say good because it is a mystery crochet along, like you don't know what the final product looks like, and I had substituted yarn, so I substituted colors, and I thought I picked colors that were pretty close to the suggested ones, but these colors are looking a little icky together, is what I'm getting at. I think once the whole thing is done it will look fine, but I'm not loving the gray and the burgundy in here, but they were very similar to the colors in the pattern, because in the pattern the gray was like a really dark purpley gray, and the burgundy was more like a wine, like a lighter rosy wine color, but I couldn't find those exact colors in this yarn that I substituted, so I picked these. I think once I add in more colors it'll start to look fine. It just looks a little strange right now, I think. But that was Clue 2. So Clue 1 ended here with this blue, so this whole bit is Clue 2. And then maybe today, I don't know if I'll crochet any of it today, but I have to go, because there's so many colors, there's a lot of yarn, so I put it in the closet. I had kept out what I needed for Clue 2 and I put the rest in the closet. Now I need a bunch more colors for Clue 3, but they're like way in the back of the closet. So I have to pull out the colors I need for 3, and then I think I actually went through 3 and 4 and wrote them down so I could pull those colors out of the closet and get those done. That's pretty much why I haven't done any more, because I'm too lazy to go in the closet right now. Going in the craft closet is not as easy as it sounds. It's not your normal closet. It is packed full and stacked like taller than me with bins and boxes and stuff, so it's a little bit of a project to get stuff out of there. On to string theory. So, I don't even know if I brought this up before because I was waiting until it started, and it started after the last episode I recorded. I am doing a spin along with Smog. Mirkwood, what are they? I told you this was going to happen. The words were just going to stop coming out of my mouth. Mirkwood, I'm trying to think of exactly what it's called. I think it's actually got a name, but it's Mirkwood. He makes spindles, and they're really interesting spindles that are very different from your traditional supported spindles. I got this one in a D stash, actually, and what makes them very different is that for the tip, there's a ball bearing in there, so it spins really good. And for the top, you can either get it pointed like other spindles, or you can get it crowned. When you get it crowned, it's got a nice little jewel crystal in there. This one happens to be an air blue opal, and this particular spindle is Gimli. So, Mirkwood, they're all Lord of the Rings themed, and they're all named after characters in Lord of the Rings. Smog is the new spindle that he came up with, and this one is a Gimli. And I've been spinning up with that spin along. So that was going from March 9th to April 30th. And I did order a Smog spindle, but the lead time on his spindles are really long, I think because they're so popular, and he's going to make them, obviously, right? So I won't be getting that for another couple of weeks, I think. And it's been going awesome, as you can see. I'm spinning up a bat from Nunoco. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, but whatever. And it's going awesome, as you can see. What I did, and what my plan was for this bat, was to just get really good at supported spinning, and right now I feel like I am. So I've just been spinning on it 15 or 20 minutes, once or twice a day, and this has only been, what, two and a half weeks or so? 3 weeks? 20 days, about 20 days, and that's how much I've spun up. So it's going very, very well, and I will show you. It looks like for the first third of the bat, it looks like I just have this left right now. I'm not certain what I want to do with this yarn to finish it, if I want to apply it together, if I want to try and chain ply it. The only thing I'm concerned about with that is now it would, but at the beginning of this, I'm not sure I spun it enough to have it withstand chain plying. I think it might start drifting apart, but now it's not a problem, so I'll have to see. But this is how much I have left of the first bat, which looks humongous, but that's like because it's unrolled. So like I said, I think that was the first third. This is the second bat, so these bats are, it's 4 ounces total, so they're 2 ounces each. This is the first bat. As you can see, it doesn't look that big when it's rolled up really nicely. I had, fluffed it out to spin with it, but this is the other bat. Gorgeous bats, awesome prep, gorgeous colors. They are in the UK, but I got it very quickly, and the shipping was not ridiculously priced, so awesome stuff from them, and that's going very, very well. I was also still spinning up the Angora on my Russian spindles, so I had this one going, and that was going very, very well. That's some black English Angora, and then I decided maybe I should split it up and 2-ply it, so I grabbed my other spindle. These are Spanish Peacock spindles that I got in a D-stash also. So I grabbed the other one that's kind of its mate, and I started spinning on that one as well. And that's going very well also. There's no scientificness to this, that's not even a word, to this at all. I'm just, going and kind of eyeballing it. I didn't weigh anything. I don't know what is half. I have an ounce of the fiber, so I just figured I'd just spin it on both spindles till they were full and then ply them together and see what happened. And I also have, I showed before, my first initial supported spinning. I had spun up 2 singles and then I was plying them together. I was using a felted ball as a plying ball. So, and then I was plying them together on my small Turkish spindle. I finished that. I got about 40 yards. It came up pretty good. It's thick and thin, which is not, unusual if you're starting spinning. What did I say? supported was new to me. I can spin on the wheel very well, I can spin on Turkishes very well, and drop spindles, but supported spinning was a little new to me, and typically when you're just starting out a technique, you know, it's not going to go wonderfully. But came out pretty good. It's thick and thin, like I said. Some spots it's like lace weight, and some it's like fingering weight, but all in all, I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy that I ended up with yarn, because I was afraid it was going to drift and fall apart. This one I tried chain plying, but it couldn't handle it. It wasn't spun enough to handle the chain plying. It was just falling apart, so then I just 2-plied it. But that came out fine, and this yarn is very strong, and you could knit with it or do whatever you wanted with it. So that worked out well. And that's my spinning. For scrolls I have nothing. For testaments I have nothing. Intentions, Delusional Knitter Designs. The Onora Mitts pattern I did release the other day, so that is now available on Ravelry, and that's the cabled mitts here. And the test knitting went very well. I did make a few changes from the original pattern for the different sizes, and those all worked out well, and then now they look the same. Previously when I did them, these are a small. When I did the medium and large, it ended up that the central cable wasn't really centered. It leaned more towards the thumb. So I adjusted that in this new version of the pattern, and that corrected it. So those are now available. I would put them on, but I have, oh, actually that's okay. There's no fingers. I was going to say I have rings on today, so. Those are those mitts, and those are available. The Lavina mitts should be available soon. I'm just working out the final details with the yarn dyer to release these. So these ones should be done soon too. And these ones are more for if you have like a luxury yarn or gradient yarn or something. They're top down so that you can use up all your yarn if you want. Because you can just stop the cuff whenever you want, or you can use up all of your yarn. So that one should be out soon as well. And I love these. Very comfy. This is a great yarn. This is Vivid Fiber Arts. This is the MCN base, and it is just so squishy and soft, and I love it. So those will be available soon as well. And what else do we have? I haven't even started the shawl, the beaded lace fingering weight shawl that I'm going to do next, and I haven't even started it this month because it's just been too crazy. So that's going to look more like May or June test knit, and then in July I should have a hat with that Leading Men Fiber Arts callback, the sport weight base. Should have a test knit for that. And what else do we have? Hair say. Hogwarts. I'm still doing Hogwarts, and that's going well. I was able to enter my monster and that spinning and some other things, so that's fun. The seasonal sock syndrome knit along is over. The year-long knit along is over. Yay! I will be doing prizes shortly. I just couldn't, as I just explained to you, because I've been working lots of crazy hours. So I will be getting the prizes out for that soon. The Finish Him Knit Along, this will be, March will be ending soon, so get in your projects for that if you're participating. Ravelry patterns, I don't have any for this episode. I did want to mention, I'll put the link in the show notes, I came across a little tutorial from Lucy Neatbee on how to bind off, and it's just a traditional bind off where you pass one stitch over, but she did it so that it's done, it's the same exact thing, you're just doing it slightly differently so that it's looser and faster. That's actually I think what she calls it, and it's really cool, so I'll put a link in the show notes to that because I'm totally going to use that from now on for a traditional chain bind off. Delusional Tapper Arts and Crafts. I haven't been doing any more drawing or Zentangles or cross stitch or tatting or anything. The only thing I've been working on recently is my socks and my spinning, and that's it. Reading, I also haven't been getting much reading done. We've been busy at work too, so I haven't been getting a ton of stuff done there. Excuse me, I'm having an allergy attack today too, apparently, even though it's snowing out. Maybe I'm allergic to my new little traveling monster buddy. No. I'm just kidding. TV. The Walking Dead, of course. The finale for this mid-season finale, or whatever they call it, is tomorrow. It's going to be an hour and a half. Super excited about that. Not that it's a finale, but, you know. Better Call Saul, I'm a little behind on, not too much, but I have to catch up on that one. I'm enjoying that one. And then Sitcoms Mom and Bob's Burgers. I did start watching a new sitcom that I didn't think I would like at all, because just from the previews it just didn't seem like my sense of humor, but I actually like it a lot, and it's quite funny. It's Last Man on Earth. It's on Fox, with Will Forte, I think his name is. And I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit, and it's not really what I thought it was, so if you like sitcoms, check that one out, because it's really good. And then the other day, while I was forced working 11 to 7, my coworker and I watched Prisoners with Hugh Jackman. That's not a recent movie, it came out in like 2013. That was really good. I really didn't think it would be that good, and it wasn't really my type of movie to watch. I don't usually watch stuff like that. But it was very, very good. It entertained us for most of the night, because what happens in 11 to 7 is, obviously we're not doing nothing, right? So there was a 2.5 hour movie. That probably lasted us 4 or 5 hours, because we had to pause it and work. So, you know, it lasted us like half the night, and all of a sudden we were like, actually it was getting to the point in the morning where I was like, oh no, are we going to be able to finish this movie tonight? You know, but we did. And then the other day, my one day off, I watched on TV, I watched Maleficent, which was very, very good. I liked that one a lot. So, if you haven't seen that one, check that one out if you like those types of movies. It's a little bit of a different twist. It was, well, obviously it's called Maleficent, right? Not Sleeping Beauty, so it's her story more so than the rest of the people. So, very, very good. And I think that might be it for this episode, because, like I said, I'm tired and loopy, and I haven't gotten a ton done, so that's pretty much all I have to talk about. And it's still snowing out. Like I said, it's not accumulating, but we've had enough of, we need to see the sun here. We're starting to get angry in this part of the world. Yeah. So, say goodbye to Irvina, because she's going in a box and getting shipped off. And, yeah, I'm excited, and I can't wait to show you the other monsters that come my way during the rotation, and then eventually she'll come back, but, yeah. So, thank you so much for joining me, and happy knitting and spinning.